Hey, my lovelies, Empress Vibrant here. So I've come to do a little check-in. Was told to do a little check-in. So as ever, all of my readings are general, um, unless you come for a personal, obviously. So it won't resonate with everyone. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Um, yeah, I suppose if you're directed here, and there's a reason. So you pick what's for you and what resonates, and we'll move forward. So I want to find out what's going on in your atmosphere, what's going on in and around you, what themes, situations are being highlighted or magnified around you. Um, okay. So all talk of freedom. Yeah. There's a lot of energy around wanting to be free, people wanting to fly off like birds, wanting to escape, wanting to take holidays, wanting to change the way that their life is going. And I think you're around this energy, and I think you feel this as well. You kind of feel like, yeah, you want to be able to escape, you want to do something different, you want to lay a new foundation, and it's great time to be in that space. But if you're not in that space and everything is about people, you know, talking about being financially free, and you are in a energy where you feel it, you're at a deficit or a lack, it can be very, very annoying and quite jarring. I feel like what's going on in and around your energy is this feeling of wanting to break free. There's also this break free from the system, break free from oppression, break free from anything that holds you back, blockages, limiting self thoughts, and I think if that's the case, then for some of you, there is an energy where there are some people who are, what's the word for it, deflecting, and they're pushing some of their ideals upon you. And this is a time where you speak your mind, where you speak freely, and you don't feel the need to hold back. And this is not saying go all guns blazing, but remember the freedom of speech, and it's that kind of vibe. So I feel like there's an energy of freedom. Yeah, but it's definitely attached to the need to escape, a vibration of wanting some type of change. For some of you, you are currently on holiday and you are still seeking this sense of freedom. For some of you, you are escaping into television programs, social media, into relationships, into people, places, and things in order to escape the current circumstances. You know, let's see what's going on with you. I've got my psychology emotion cards. What's going on with you? So we know that the world is speaking of freedom. People around you are speaking of wanting to be free. Maybe you're seeing lots of people holidaying. Okay, see? So for some of you, I think some people are, like I said, holidaying, doing things, enjoying themselves. And I think this energy can make you feel a little bit left out. Yeah, and I was about to say that, and the card that came out was lonely. I feel lonely. Okay. So I feel like this energy of I feel lonely. I feel like everybody's in their own space, they're doing their own things. Everybody says, oh, yeah, we need to link up. Let's do this, let's do that. But life goes on. and people get busy. By the time they finish work, you just want to go in and have something to eat, have a shower, and go to your bed, watch a couple of, fun movies, or scroll through social media before you have to go back to sleep and then start again. So I feel like there's this energy of, this freedom that everybody seems to be having, this living the best life. How come this, they get to live a certain way? So I feel like there is a little bit of an energy where this lonely feeling is stemming from, and they always say comparison is the theft of joy. And obviously it can bring up sadness as well. There is sad came up as well. Okay. So it can lead to sadness. You can feel lonely in the power struggle. And this could be you are on a journey to free yourself from triggers and trauma, and free yourself from being surrounded by people that don't help you elevate, and you can feel very, very lonely in and amongst a group of people. So I feel like there is this energy around, I don't feel that you understand my journey, or you can appreciate where I'm at. There's that kind of energy. So I think there is this whole, yeah, we're living our best life, and then there's another side of it where the freedom talks about the breaking away from oppressions, the breaking down of strongholds, and really having to look at yourself. And sometimes when everybody is busy, and we're supposed to link up here, we're supposed to link up there, and it's like, you don't get to do that, then there is an air of sadness, feeling left out, feeling as though something is missing. And at the back of these cards, we have some journal prompts. So I will share them later towards the end of this reading, as in the advice section. So I'll put these to one side for that, and just make a note that I need to do journal prompts. Okay, so we know that's what's going on in the wider space. So let's find out what is really going on with this freedom energy. So within this, High Priestess. Yeah, the High Priestess talks about secrets, inner knowing, innate knowing, mystics, knowing things before time. And I think sometimes if you are somebody who sees the play, watches what's going on, peeps the signs, then it can feel very, very lonely in the midst of people seemingly living their lives freely in ignorance, bliss. I think that's where it's coming from. I think it's that grief that you get when you can no longer claim to not know. And just the knowing alone makes you feel even worse when you're not doing the things that make you feel great, or the things that you have the potential to do. Hence the sadness. And then this energy of being in the know and being around people who are just seemingly living. They're not fighting against anything. They're free to live their lives, not thinking about the oppression that's going on, thinking about the injustices. They're just enjoying, their lives. Are in ignorance, bliss. And it can feel extremely lonely when you're fighting the good fight, when you've got the inside track, when you've got higher knowledge and inner standing, and you don't feel like you can rest, or you don't understand why others aren't outraged, or they're not taking a stand, they're not even making moves. So the High Priestess is not about shouting things from the rooftop. She can hold secrets. She's the keeper of secrets, knowledge, innate knowledge and know-how. It's that divine intervention. It's that intuitive energy. And I think when you are vibrating high, you can feel extremely lonely in a room full of people who are seemingly in la la land or somewhere else. You know, they don't seem to be here or recognizing what's going on. So let's see what's going on with you. Why is lonely here? Why lonely? The tower. Yep, see, things are popping down all around. I think you are able to observe what's going on. I think you can see the state of the world, the state of relationships, the state of the human condition, the state of, the consciousness of the collective, and how things are falling apart, and you understand that things have to fall apart in order for things to be rebuilt, for you to be able to see past the obstacles, for things to become clear. And I think when it comes to this tower, I think it's almost, I'm going to have to deal with this thing that's falling around my ears. I have to deal with this trauma. I have to deal with the relationship breakdowns. I have to deal with doing things differently. I no longer can live like this. It's not, what's the word for it? It's not sustainable to live like this, and it can feel extremely lonely when you have to do some inside work, because some of that you have to do one up. And then it's seamlessly, and then, when you're feeling on your low ebb and you're just seeing people up and about, seemingly just living their best life. And it's like, why can't things be as simple? Why do I have a barrage of things that need to be dealt with? And how long is this healing journey going to be? Damn it. It feels like I'm constantly in this loop, and I constantly feel like this, and I constantly have to deal with these sets of situations and these sets of people, so I feel like that's a part of the energy. Let's get another one come out. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles again, and it came up before because I was saying that this, when you see people, like I said, living lavishly or doing things, and it's kind of like, although it's not in a negative space where you're saying, oh, I want what it is, it's sort of like an envious energy. You're watching these people glow up, living their best life, and you can't live that experience right now. You have to watch your pockets. You have to be mindful. You're trying to be responsible. And sometimes you just want to throw caution to the wind. You want to be frivolous. And I get that energy. Sometimes you don't want to have to watch what's going on in the bank. You want to go and get that takeaway. So I'm just going to bloody well get it. I'm going to get that bag. I'm going to get that jacket. I'm going to buy whatever it is. I'm going to pay for that experience. And I feel that is the energy that's the vibe that's going on. And then similarly for another group of you, you are able to express yourself. You are living this freedom. You are living this. And for some of you, you are waiting for others to get to this stage where you can enjoy it together. So it's not a thing where it's, oh, it's all right for you because you've got such and such, or it's all right for you because you live like this, and oh, it's all right for you, and on both sides of the coin, there is something that feels like there is still more work to be done. There's still more things that need to get dealt with. This healing journey isn't one for the faint-hearted, and there's not one that is short. It's not a one and done. Oh, I done this retreat for how many days, or I took this magic thingamabob, had a bit of this herb, and it just awoken me, and I'm healed. It doesn't work like that. There's layers to it, and again, that kind of constant having to deal with those things and deal with the triggers can be really saddening. It can just make you feel like, what more? Can I not just feel great? I just want to feel great again. So let's look into what this sadness is speaking of. I want to look into, yeah, let's see what this sadness is going on. Why sadness? Why is this coming up? Lovers. There is a disconnect in a relationship at the moment. I think it's just to do with the fact that you're in your head at the moment, you're in your feelings. It makes sense. Things are coming up to come out. There's a lot of emotions. There is still passion here, and there's still a desire for passion, for togetherness, but there is sadness because of a disconnect. Let's find out what this disconnect is about. Let's have a look. Tell me where there's a disconnect with the lovers. Why is there sadness around the lovers? Understanding. So it says happy couples understand each other. So there's a miscommunication. You don't feel like you're being understood, you're not being listened to. I feel like you've spoken your truth, or maybe you haven't articulated it as clear as you possibly can. So really look at that as well. And with the journal prompts, it will start to look at asking you questions about how you feel, and then kind of flipping it on and be like, is that true? Do you have evidence that your partner doesn't understand you? Are you really articulating yourself? Are you being clear? So there's definitely an energy of someone not feeling understood. And obviously it's saying happy couples understand each other. And then it says wish, make a wish. So make a wish, start thinking about how you want your relationship to look, what types of things you want to see happen in your relationships. Okay, so let's go to the lovers. Oh, geez, the lovers deck. Get some advice around the lovers or messages. So we've got trust. So we know that there is energy around not understanding, but also got trust. Okay. So let's see what it says. So it says transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So you've just got to trust that all is going to be well. Don't be so fixated on, what's not working. Just talk what it is that you want, have that clear communication, and trust the process. If it's meant to done, then there's going to be something that happens that is just that full stop, and you have to be able to see that and make that happen for yourself. And then we have look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. So examine what is causing you to feel sad, what is causing you to feel lonely, and why there is a sense of not feeling free, wanting to escape. So lastly, we have the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. And these can still go down, although we're talking about love and the lovers, this also can talk about platonic relationships. So in your relationships with family, friends, with colleagues, maybe you don't feel like you're being understood. And the key to that is to reiterate what it is and start to say, do you know what I wish? Do you know what I prefer? Do you know the type of circumstances I want to meet each day? And that's the vibe that you put out. So lastly, I want to go into I'm going to still pick one of these. I want to get a message from the Pleasure Oracle, because I feel like there is a block that can be looked at and examined further. And when we start thinking about our pleasure more and understanding that we are here to experience a range of things, but one is pleasure. Pleasure is the type of energy that is that manifestation energy, that high energy, passion, excitement, that exhilarating energy. That's the type of energy that supports manifestation. Okay, so looking at the fact that you want to be free, You know, there is some lack going on. There are some inner knowings and things that still need to come up. And you are getting intuitive messages around how to manage the towers, the triggers, the lack of funds and wanting to, show up in this way. So it says from the Pleasure Oracle, and I do a more sexy tarot for my patrons. So if you want a bit more of a spicy 18 plus vibes, with some, just a little sneak peek at some of the, then, the Patreon is where it's at. I can be a little bit more open over there. So the message says, who says self-pleasure is any less exquisite than partner play? After all, you know what you like best. This is your invitation to cultivate a deeper sexual relationship with yourself. I like that. Ride solo. Develop your own sex ed curriculum and commit to your own full body delight daily. Action. Masturbate joyfully and unapologetically. Take your time with it. Develop your likes, dislikes, and preferences, and commit to understanding what your turn-ons and commit to understanding your turn-ons in new and deeper ways. Keep a journal of what you discover. Make pleasure your full-time job, because it is. Now, when I'm talking about that high frequency energy, pleasure and excitement, that is the space for cultivating. And I understand there are times where you need to be abstinent and you don't want to deal with that, especially when we're dealing with traumas of a sexual nature. Sometimes we cut ourselves off from that side of ourselves. It's almost like we become disconnected from who we are. But this is a real blockage, and one that we must continue to explore. So exploring yourself. And I know people find that really difficult. I used to find that very difficult, like, for yourself. And it's like, you are supposed to understand what you like and understand you the best. So lastly, because I can hear my little one in the background doing up, hello. I don't know why he's even up. So the journal prompts I will put up, but I will say what it says. So it says, lonely, ask yourself, how did you get to this point? Is there anyone in your life that you could talk to or get support from? What could you do to help yourself? And then the affirmation is, I am an important part of the human race and look forward to connecting with others. Okay. So that is that there. You can pause and screenshot that baby and do the journal prompts. And then lastly, we have sad, and it says here, sad, ask yourself, what has happened to make you feel sad? How long have you been feeling this way? How would you like to feel? What can you do to lift yourself out of sadness? And the affirmation is, it is okay to feel sad. All feelings are temporary. In the meantime, I will flow in the universal stream of hope and happiness. Ashe, take care of yourselves and be gentle, be kind. Things will change. We just have to deal with what comes up to make space for the new. This is springtime. This is all about the spring cleaning. It's all about getting things that are coming up out so that we can make space for brand new high energy. Focus on your pleasure. Focus on things that make your heart sing. Focus on doing things that make you feel great. All right, my lovelies, I'm going to jump off now and I'll see you again for another video. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And for more readings and to get a full breakdown of what's going on, check out the Patreon. That is where it's all going down. All right, so big up yourselves, much love, and take care. Blessings.